The presentation is going to be on policy and regulatory requirements for digital transformation. So in Tanzania, we introduced the converged licensing framework in 2005. And the objective of the converged licensing framework is based on two things. Service neutrality and technology neutrality. By service neutrality, it means that you can use, technology neutrality means you can use any technology to offer the services. So we don't tie technology and services. For example, if you are offering voice, then you should offer with 2G technology. It's not like that. You can use 2G, 3G, 4G. So that helps that when technology is evolving, licensees, they can use any technology to offer the services, looking at efficiency of the technology and how they can reach their customers. So that was the real concept. But the question that we ask ourselves is there a need to revisit the licensing framework? The answer is yes, because we need robust and holistic regulatory and policy framework in order to efficiently regulate this converged world. And actually, new regulatory models need to be grounded on market realities. That's the most important thing. We need to ground the regulatory model on market realities, and also should make sense to both the industry and the consumer. Sometimes you see regulator and policymaker is out of touch with the industry, but this is the requirement that there must be the reality. And also we need a more flexible, as I said, and a collaborative approach, but also, as you know, that regulation has never been easy because all eyes lie on policymakers and regulators to lead the way to the challenges and guide the economy and the society toward the growth and sustainability. Now, when you look at what Tanzania is passing, and this is from ITU, that not only technology that is evolving, but also regulation is evolving. We started with generation 1 of regulation. That was, we have the monopoly, state-owned companies, and they're the regulator, they are also the service providers. That was generation 1. And then we came to the second generation where you open the market to partial liberalizations. But also, the second generation requires that you have independent regulatory body. So that was the second generation of a regulator. And now the third is enabling investment, innovation, and access. And the fourth generation is talking about integrated regulation. And the key issue also is competition. Just the last panel when it was the coordinator was closing, talked about competition in the market. So each of these generations, there are some trackers. How do you measure? And the last research that was done by ITU in Africa, where only 2 countries have reached to the 5th generation of the regulator. I think Ghana and Kenya, and now Tanzania is potential. But what are the key issues for generation 5? Number 1 is collaborative regulation, where both regulator, policymaker, and service providers, they can sit down and strategically think of how to save the society. That's key. But number 2, there must be spectrum secondary trading is crucial, which also is coming. And third is data protection law, which we are happy that the minister announced that is coming. So Tanzania is also going to be there. And we need to move the regulatory cursor. We need to transformational leaders that are rooted to revisit the digital and collaborative regulation. But we know that novel regulatory tools are important to unlock the power of new emerging technologies. We know spectrum innovation is key to the digital, and data is a silver bullet for digital regulation. When you look at ITU, they have this paper that Tanzania is a solid base to move to 5G, the fifth regulation of the regulator. So as Minister said, the last evaluation that was done actually was just 2 issues that were lagging behind, the issue of data protection and spectrum secondary trading, which we are addressing soon. So our regulatory body and policymaker are aligned with international best practice. As I said, data is a silver bullet for the digital regulation. We know that we need to build research and data analytics capability. Why? Because we need to inform regulatory decision and foresight, and we need to monitor the policy implementation, and this can be done by using data analytics techniques. So when we adopt data-driven tools in decision making, this includes big data and open data schemes, machine learning tools, online platform, including geographical information system, to identify white and gray areas and coordinate deployment of sharing of digital infrastructures, such as national infrastructure and mapping. So with data, we can do this. So why it is quite crucial now to use these techniques also in regulation, not only in market. I know the business, you use a lot of big data analytics to know consumer behavior and what they need, and you provide the right. But also for the regulator, these are the key tools that we use nowadays to regulate, to make sure that we know what and where the problem, so that we make informed decision based on data. And also want to ensure that regulators collect the relevant data from the market players and have the capacity to develop regulatory tools to address challenges in the ICT and digital market. Now, policy and regulatory issues, I think these are most important measures for national optimal, that we need to set broadband targets for the digital infrastructure. We heard that the minister was presenting that we have the broadband strategy, which set the targets, but we need to improve the policy and regulatory skill set to make sure that we're well aligned, well informed, we make informed decision, and we're not deformed. And also to ensure that the legislation is updated and is fit for purpose. We need to have a fit for purpose regulatory framework, but also improve the quality of service of broadband services is crucial for the optimal, and also releasing the more spectrum for IMT to enable wireless broadband, or also incentive for deployment of digital infrastructure. So the government is now pushing through our ministry to make sure that there's some incentives, and also remove some barrier or constraints on right of ways and other constraints, to make sure that deployment of fiber to the home, as well as these broadband fibers too, is realized. But as we move toward the digital economy, what are the key issues? There are some pillars which are crucial. The first one is infrastructure. We need connectivity infrastructure. We need to have also, another pillar is capacity building and content, e-services and application, innovation, and we need also industrialization and awareness. These infrastructures and these pillars, when well aligned, they build confidence, and also they can move us to the digital economy. When we talk of infrastructure, we have 4 infrastructure. Apart from supporting infrastructures, we have connectivity, where we consider submarine cables. We have the national broadband backbone. We have the metro cables. We have also wireless access. All these, they come to the connectivity. But we have data centers and infrastructure. We have the logistic infrastructure, which involve transportation, postal, and addressing systems that helps in delivery. But we have also the security infrastructure, like public infrastructures, and also the platform that helps to do online business, and the access infrastructure, which is for connectivity, but we have security infrastructure, data centers, and logistic infrastructure. So as I was talking, we see the connectivities. We have both submarine cables. We have those national broadband, but also for the last mile connectivity to the end users. Tanzania now, we have 2 submarine cables, and we're expecting more to come. We know that when you have multiple submarine cables, that's when you enable the data inflow and outflow from the country. And with that, then you see it also attracts to have the data centers, because with a lot of submarine cables, you allow the inflow and outflow of data, and this should go hand in hand. If you have data centers, but you don't have connectivity to allow people to use the data centers, is also a challenge. So that's why when we put effort on submarine cables, inviting more connectivity on national ICT broadband backbone and last mile connectivity through the fibers, we also need the data center. So this goes hand in hand in enabling that. But also I talked about logistic infrastructures. It's crucial to enhance e-commerce by ensuring that you can use these infrastructures to purchase and also delivery of services to your destination. So to conclude, you see that regulators and policymakers are the master builders of the digital transformation, and a fit-for-purpose regulatory framework is key to the success of digital transformation that is sustainable and minimizes unwanted consequences of market structure and consumer. But a regulatory paradigm shift is needed to deliver on the digital dividend for all. Investment is one of the cornerstones of the digital transformation, and that's what we've been talking from morning, that we need massive investments in infrastructure to make sure that services are delivered. Not only infrastructure, but also we need application and services that use this infrastructure to serve the society. And cooperation across sectors, both collaborative approach to regulation is a way forward, and also regulatory collaboration. Collaborative approach, I talked about it, that we collaborate as industry, but regulatory collaboration, it means regulators also nowadays, like when you use mobile money, you don't know where central bank and communication regulator, they should have a good collaboration. But when you use also the delivery, last mile delivery, we are regulating the postal service, we have lateral regulating the transportation. There must be a good regulatory collaboration. So it is quite crucial now to have a strong regulatory collaboration to make sure that we don't have regulations that regulate vertically. I was giving one of my friends a good example that some years ago, TCRA, we have our regulation that active SIM card should be active for 90 days. After 90 days, that SIM card can be churned. But nowadays, your SIM card is connected to your need ID, is connected to your bank, is connected to other services, and more to come. So when you regulate a SIM card using communication regulations, while it has other services that is used as an identifier, you might make a wrong decision. The same SIM card, it has a bank account that they say account maybe should be dormant for 1 year before you recycle it. So you see that's where we need really regulatory collaborations and set regulations that are horizontal, not vertical, across the sector. Thank you very much.